Search boxing scene Wilder. Fury tried to avoid me like a coward. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide by boxing scene staff published Monday, May 31, 2021, 12:40 p.m. EDT. Heavyweight contender Deontay Wilder has accused Tyson Fury of doing everything possible to avoid their trilogy fight. The two rivals are scheduled to collide in a third meeting on July 24 in Las Vegas. They first met in December 2018 at Staples Center in Los Angeles, with the contest ending in a controversial 12-round split draw. Fury went down twice in the bout. In February 2020, the rematch took place at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, with Fury dropping Wilder twice in a one-sided 7-round stoppage win to capture the WBC World title. Wilder would then exercise an immediate rematch clause. The third contest suffered several delays, mostly due to the coronavirus pandemic. Eventually, Fury's handlers deemed the rematch clause as being expired. In response, Wilder initiated a legal action to enforce the contractual clause for a third fight. After several months of legal wrangling, an arbitrator ordered Fury to honor the rematch clause and face Wilder by September. Now that we have an ETA and location of where we're about to go, it makes training much more intensified. Now it means something. It's for certain now, Wilder told 78 Sports. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. You've got to go through me. I'm the hardest puncher in heavyweight history and I'm going to continue to do that. According to Wilder, the Gypsy King promised to give him a third fight, but then turned around and tried to make a full division unification clash with IBF, EBO, WBA, WBO champion Anthony Joshua. Of course, I look at it as a coward way of trying to avoid me. For what reason? We know the reason and he knows the reason, Wilder said. I'm ready to get this title back. We were contractually obligated to have a fight. He gave his word. When you do all that, and we have the proof, you've got to abide by that. You got to handle the business, and you can't close the chapter without going through Deontay Wilder.
All right, first things first. I look forward to the press conference. That's going to be classical within itself. I look forward to it. This is a fight that I always wanted to see. So I'm glad we're at the point now where we will see it because it should have happened. Okay? Number two, Luke Fury is going on the Duck Chronicles. He more than deserves it, and he's overdue for it. So the Duck Chronicles will be rebooted and restarted with none other than Tyson Luke Fury. So take a bow, Fury. All right? The other thing, Deontay Wilder talks about Tyson Fury being a coward, jerking him around, dicking him around, and whatever. So Tyson Fury has been branded a coward from both Anthony Joshua side of things and Deontay Wilder side of things. The difference is when it comes to Deontay Wilder openly admit that Anthony Joshua was going to pay him more and basically treat him better all the way around. But he chose to go with Tyson Fury. See, if Deontay Wilder wasn't exercising his own inner coward and just did business with Anthony Joshua instead of stop trying to avoid undisputed, then you wouldn't have these problems with Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury has a reputation of not honoring things and not defending no belts. He has a history of it. But this is the man you decided to team up with and say to the world, we are the best. This is what happened when two people want to fight. It's all about me and Fury. Fuck Anthony Joshua. Okay? Then Fury dicks you around. Then you openly admit that Anthony Joshua did offer you money. Okay? And it was what you wanted to do, but you chose to go with Tyson Fury. So you got handed with what you got handed. If you wasn't exercising your own inner coward, you should have went straight for undisputed, but you wanted to play around the same way Tyson Fury has played around with you. Now, am I lying? Am I lying? No. Okay? The other thing is this. You can't trust little to what Deontay Wilder has to say. Anytime he goes to 78 Sports to speak, it's always to say some particular stuff that he will never say on any other boxing media outlet. Have you guys noticed that yet? What he says on 78 Sports, he will not repeat on anybody else's outlet. Have you noticed that? Why do you think that is? Okay? Because although Tyson Fury did jerk him around or whatever and whatnot, okay, it still doesn't explain why Deontay Wilder went so silent. He could have informed us from the get-go. Hey, guys, get on social media just like he did for everything else. Hey, guys, I want this rematch. This dude is trying to avoid me. He's trying to do this. He's trying to do that. We heard nothing from Wilder. Instead, he let his minions do the talking and the walking for him. He had nothing to say about any of it. If he got out in front of it and let us know, look, this is what's going on. Blase split this, that, and the third. I want to fight this guy. This is one of the things I can actually credit Conor McGregor for. At least every time he lost, you knew he wanted a rematch because he talked about it from the moment he lost to the moment he fought these people again. He let no, we're running that back. We're running that back. That wasn't the talk of Deontay Wilder. He was talking about fighting other people. You see that? When he got on the platform of these other people, boxing media outlets, you know, the main ones, he was talking about fighting other people. He didn't bring it to the public about what was going on. The whole mediation was brought to your attention through Eddie Hearn and Tyson Fury's side. You didn't learn that through Deontay Wilder. You didn't. So although I agree with you about him dicking you around and stuff like that, you at the same time showed no energy towards wanting that. None. None at all. And had you not been channeling your inner coward, you would have fought Anthony Joshua because as you said, he offered you more money and you could have did business with him. But you guys was trying to freeze out Anthony Joshua. Remember? This is what you get. See, Tyson Fury was never part of the plan. The reason how Tyson Fury got in this spot is because Deontay Wilder left a gap for Tyson Fury to step in and steal the juice away from him because he would not step to Anthony Joshua. Tell me I'm lying. I said it long time ago. If you've been here for a while, you remember me say it. I said, if Deontay Wilder don't watch out, Tyson Fury's going to fuck around and steal his payday. That's exactly what he came in and did. Because, see, we wasn't even thinking. This is not supposed to be it. Tyson versus Deontay Wilder was not what we asked for. We asked for Wilder and Joshua. That's what we asked for. But Team Wilder didn't want to give it to us. Okay? Tyson Fury hustled you. You know what I'm saying? He presented himself in the right manner in which you would accept the fight. You did. And truthfully, yes, he beat you twice. He did. This is why you didn't have that energy for the third fight until mediation and all this other stuff comes out. He's boisterous about everything else. But why do you go silent when you get stomped out like that? That was a hell of an ass whooping you took. And you had nothing to say about it. You wouldn't even answer your fans. Everybody was like, where's Wilder? Nobody has heard from him. So when it comes to wanting a third fight, I believe that was up to the judge or something, but I don't believe it was up to you. But nonetheless, we are here. But this is why this whole thing happened, because you was avoiding Anthony Joshua and you was avoiding Undisputed, and you got to the point where you said it's not even about the belts. Now you talking about getting a title back when you said it's not even about the belts. Make your mind up and figure out what you want to be. Okay? Now, you have an opportunity to go and rectify this. You might get stomped out again. You might. But I'll say this about Tyson Fury. Doing all this bullshit, he has lost his morale over the fight. I'm going to say that again. He has lost his morale over the fight. Okay? Because he totally stole Deontay Wilder. Like you said, he had his nuts in his pocket. He do. At this point, I can't say the clutch on Deontay Wilder's nuts is that tight anymore. Because if anything, he's motivated. He see what he could be. I know he don't like the attention that Fury and everybody else, because he damn sure didn't like the attention that Anthony Joshua was getting. So now this is Deontay Wilder's time to be motivated just like Fury was. And like I said, Fury only fights well when his back is against the wall. You know? So now it's the shifting of the guard. It's the shifting of the tide. Now the morale, if you ask me, leans a little bit more towards Wilder. It does. This is what happens when you bullshit around in boxing. Okay? But all this could have been avoided if you was really about the best fighting the best. I promise you, I will unify. I will this. I will. You don't want to put yourself, the boxing world, and the boxing fans through this. You just should have went to Anthony Joshua and had the damn fight. But you wanted to play games just like Tyson Fury is currently and has currently played games with you. It's funny. The thing about Deontay Wilder is everything he tried to do to everybody else at Anthony Joshua, it ended up happening to him. Have you noticed that? Everything, it ended up happening to him. So this is your time and at least walk straight. This is the time for you to really train. This is the time for you to really apply yourself. Just try it once in your career. You might be surprised at the outcome because nobody originally wanted Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. We wanted Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. And you could have gave it to us just like you revealed when you were arguing with Tyson Fury about what you could have done, but you chose to show favor or chose to do him a favor. So you already admitted that it was your fault. Okay? So also take what Fury did to you, also take that as your fault. And I expect if you do win, I don't expect to see you bullshitting again once it's time to unify, which you will do. This is why I hope that Fury beats you again. I don't think it's no better, but at least Fury has got more closer to fighting him than you did. Both of y'all are bullshitters, but this is what we get. But you could have just taken the opportunity to unify, just like you've been promising us in the boxing world and these fans all these years. And guess what? Boom. None of this shit would have happened at all. But then again, that's my thoughts. Bruce Vane, I'm out.